In 1977, we sent an alien civilization our home address. Voyager 1 is carrying a golden disk right now, 24 billion kilometers from Earth, flying through interstellar space. On that disk, 116 images of Earth, music, greetings in 55 languages, sounds of our planet, and a map showing exactly where we are. Carl Sagan helped design that record. He called it the greatest thing humanity had ever done. Stephen Hawking spent years saying it was the most dangerous thing humanity had ever done. Two of the greatest scientific minds in history. Same object. Completely opposite conclusions. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to break down both arguments completely and tell you which one I think wins. And I'll warn you, the answer unsettled me. In 1977, NASA faced a decision. Voyager 1 was going to leave our solar system eventually, the first human object to do so. Should they put something on it? A message? Carl Sagan led the committee that designed the answer. They created a 12-inch gold-plated copper disc, designed to last 1 billion years in space, covered in instructions, diagrams showing how to build a device to play it. On it, images of Earth, of humans, of our biology, music from 27 cultures, Bach, Chuck Berry, Indian classical, Azerbaijani folk, greetings in 55 languages, the sound of wind, rain, a mother's first words to her newborn child. It is the most complete portrait of humanity ever assembled. But the most significant element is not the music, it is the map. The golden record includes a pulsar map, a diagram showing Earth's position relative to 14 known pulsars. Pulsars are incredibly precise. Each one has a unique frequency that acts like a cosmic fingerprint. Any civilization with advanced astronomy could use that map to find our solar system, and then our planet. Sagan knew this. He included it deliberately. His logic. And this is where the debate begins. Before I give you Sagan's argument, I want you to understand the stakes. Voyager 1 right now is traveling at 61,000 kilometers per hour. The nearest star system, Alpha Centauri, is still 70,000 years away at that speed. The chance of any civilization finding Voyager in any meaningful time frame is, by almost any calculation, essentially zero. Sagan knew that too. So why did he include the map? Carl Sagan's argument was not really about whether aliens would find the record. It was about what kind of species we choose to be. He believed that any civilization advanced enough to travel interstellar distances would have, by necessity, solved the problems that destroy civilizations: war, resource competition, self-destruction. Because civilizations that don't solve those problems don't survive long enough to reach the stars. Therefore, any civilization capable of finding us would be, almost by definition, peaceful. But Sagan's deeper point was this. He said the golden record was not a message to aliens, it was a message to ourselves. The act of creating it, of asking what is best about us, what do we want the universe to know about us, was itself transformative. We had to decide what represents humanity, what music, what images, what greetings. And in that process of deciding, we saw ourselves more clearly. The golden record, Sagan said, was humanity's first attempt to see itself from the outside. To answer, who are we, to the cosmos. I find this argument genuinely beautiful. But here is where Hawking enters the conversation, and where it gets uncomfortable. Stephen Hawking's position was direct. He said, if aliens visit us, the outcome would be much as when Columbus landed in America, which didn't turn out well for the Native Americans. His argument was not about alien morality, it was about evolutionary logic. Any civilization that has survived long enough to reach interstellar travel has done so through competition, through consuming resources, through expansion. These are not moral failures. They are evolutionary pressures that apply across biology. And a civilization that has exhausted its own stellar resources and is expanding outward would look at Earth the way a mining company looks at an untouched deposit. Not with malice, just with need. And then there is the Fermi paradox. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. There are 400 billion stars in our galaxy alone. The conditions for life appear to be common. So where is everybody? If advanced civilizations are common, why is the universe so silent? One possible answer, and this is the one that keeps scientists up at night, is that advanced civilizations deliberately avoid broadcasting their location, because they have learned that broadcasting is dangerous. If that is true, and the silence of the universe is evidence that it might be, then Sagan's optimism was not just wrong, it was the worst mistake in human history. I want to be clear about something. Hawking was not a paranoid person. He was one of the most rigorous scientific minds of the 20th century. When he said the golden record worried him, he was applying the same logic he used to describe black holes: mathematical, unsentimental, honest. And his conclusion was, we do not know enough about what is out there to have made that decision. Today, in 2025, the scientific community is more divided on this than it has ever been. The meaty-eye debate, messaging extraterrestrial intelligence, has split astronomers. Some argue we should send deliberately powerful signals. Others have signed open letters saying we should establish an international protocol before any further transmissions, because this decision affects all of humanity. In 2015, a group of scientists, including SpaceX advisors, astronomers, and AI researchers signed a statement saying, active METI should not be undertaken without broad international discussion. The golden record is already out there. We cannot take it back. But the debate about whether to send more is very much alive. Here is what I actually think. And I'll be honest, I changed my mind while researching this. I started this video thinking Sagan was right. The golden record is beautiful. The impulse behind it is beautiful. The idea that our first message to the cosmos should be music and mathematics, and a child's first cry. That is exactly the kind of species I want us to be. But Hawking's argument is not about what kind of species we are. It is about what kind of universe we might be in. And the honest answer is, we don't know. We have one data point, us. We don't know if the silence of the universe means there is nobody out there, or if it means everyone out there has learned to be quiet. That uncertainty is the thing that stayed with me. Sagan bet on hope. Hawking bet on caution. I don't think either of them was wrong. I think the question was always too large for certainty. And I think that is okay. I want to know where you landed. Not just Sagan or Hawking, but why? Because the argument you find more convincing says something about how you see the universe, whether you think it is fundamentally indifferent, or fundamentally threatening, or fundamentally generous. That's not a science question. That's a philosophy question. And I genuinely believe the comments on this video are going to be more interesting than the video itself. Tell me below. I read every single one. Next video, the star that may have already exploded. And what happens to Earth when Betelgeuse finally goes? Sunday, 6 p.m. Don't miss it.